So a few weeks ago, Etsy quietly dropped a pretty big update, and if you sell print on demand or digital items like me, you need to know exactly what changed. I wanted to wait until the hype died down so I could actually do my research, and today I'm going to recap what their new creativity standards might mean for your shop. And if you wanted to read the full article for yourself, I have it linked down below, but let's break down exactly what matters so you don't waste time having to decode it. Hey there, if you're new here, hi, I'm Dania, and I teach other shop owners here and in my online community how to grow their Etsy shops quickly, like I did with both my print on demand and digital download shops. And because these are the areas that I specialize in, we'll be focusing on that today, making sure that you understand what the new rules mean for print on demand and digital sellers and how to stay compliant without feeling lost. Okay, getting right into it, Etsy officially rolled out their creativity standards on June 10th, 2025, and they apply to every seller on the platform. But if you happen to offer print on demand or digital downloads in your shop, these changes might hit you the hardest. The entire goal of the update is to raise quality of the products on the platform. Apparently, Etsy is tired of seeing the same things over and over again, especially from POD and digital sellers that are pretty much flooding the marketplace with low effort listings. So what I got from the article is that Etsy wants everything sold on their platform to show meaningful, original creativity, which means that your work needs to clearly demonstrate your unique contribution. Now, if you're wondering what Etsy is actually saying, they broke up their sellers into 4 categories, 1 being handmade by you, number 2 being handmade with production partners, number 3 being vintage, and 4 being craft supplies. Now, for those of us in the POD and the digital world, the second category is what matters to us, handmade with production partners. But here's the catch. To be considered handmade, your designs have to show meaningful originality. Adding or uploading just a stock graphic from Creative Fabrica or an AI-generated image with no input or edits will just not cut it anymore. They're making it very clear that if your products rely on unmodified graphics or AI art with minimal creative input, you may not be considered handmade, and that can get your items removed or even get your shop shut down. Now, if you're wondering why they're doing this, they lay it out pretty clearly in the article. Pretty much people are getting frustrated with the search results being clogged by dozens of identical designs, and it can kill the unique handmade vibe that Etsy brand depends on, and it could push people to just buy the cheapest item because there's no real difference between the listings. So the update is their way of cleaning house, pretty much. They want to reward those shop owners who are putting in a real creative effort and discourage the ones who just spam with low effort listings. Now you might be wondering, what does all of this mean practically? Well, what's not allowed anymore is uploading and reselling purchased designs that you didn't create or make any change to. Even making a minor tweak like changing the background color or a font, but otherwise keeping the design identical to what you bought or generated won't cut it anymore. But what is still allowed though are original designs you created yourself, whether you hand drew them, digitally illustrated, or AI generated with creative edits. And also products where you add real value, combining multiple elements, changing the compositions, adding your own text, textures, or other details that will make the design unique and make it yours. Now, in the article, they do mention the AI disclosure, and if you're wondering if you really have to disclose it, you sure do. They have specifically laid out that you have to disclose if your design uses AI, and that can be as simple as adding a note in your listing description, saying artwork created using AI and edited by me or something like that. They also do have on the back end, when you're creating your listing, a little radio button that you can click that says AI generated. I'll be sure to add it on the screen here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, we have to disclose if you use AI to create any part of your design. A few people have reached out to me asking if selling AI image prompts are allowed, and this one is really important because they have spelled it out very clear that AI prompt bundles are not allowed to be sold on Etsy. They give examples of items that don't qualify under the designed by a seller, and they specifically include AI prompt bundles along along with bundles or PDFs of someone else's work. So if you've been selling or considering selling AI prompts on Etsy, you'll need to stop. They don't meet the new standards, and continuing to do so could again get your listings removed or your shop shut down. And the part I don't really love is what they consider as an original design. And in the article, they define it pretty clear. You need to show meaningful creative contribution. And that could look like starting with AI, but editing the elements of your design, like changing the composition or adding text, designing from scratch with tools like Procreate, Illustrator, Photoshop, transforming stock elements so they're not recognizable from the original asset you got. Pretty much, if it looks like you spent not even a minute throwing something together, they may not consider that original. And I don't think I love that too much, because who are you to tell me if my design is original or how much time I spent on a design? I have plenty of designs in my shop that I didn't spend a lot of time on, but they're 100% original. So that one, I'm not really vibing with that one too much. And my honest take on it is I'm glad that they're cracking down, because when I'm doing research every day for my group, I keep seeing pages and pages of nearly identical designs cluttering the search results. I think it's a hot mess. And what it'll ultimately lead to is forcing everybody into a race to the bottom on their pricing. And that's something I am strongly against, because if you think about it, if every design looks exactly the same, what are the customers going to do? They're just going to pick the cheapest one, and none of us are going to make any money on the platform. I do think that the changes give real creators a better chance to stand out, and they'll help buyers find unique, high quality products instead of just scrolling through 100 of the same listing being thrown on a t-shirt, for example. And a note too is a lot of the bestsellers in my POD and my digital download shops, they are a trending popular style, but I change the quote, I change the text, I change parts of it to help it be on trend, but different. And those are the ones that have done pretty much the best in both of my shops. And yeah, I know it'll take a bit more work up front, but if you're really serious about your shop, that's pretty much the effort that you have to do in order to help you build a shop that will stand out and not blend in with everybody else. And I'm a person who does not like change at all, but I'm trying to keep an open mind about it and understand where they're coming from. And I do think that it will be a positive change over time where designs are different, and it makes it a lot more fun to sell on there because you had your hand in it. You get a part in the design, you get a part in the creative process, and it can be really fun to transform an image you get from Creative Fabrica, for example, and turn it into a completely different, beautiful design that nobody else is doing. Those are the ones that will become the top sellers. It's just how it goes. In my Done For You community, I share way more than AI image prompts. Every day you're going to find low competition trending niches, practical strategies, tutorials, and real insights that can help you stay ahead, be compliant, and actually grow your shop without feeling overwhelmed. Now, I do want to hear from you. What do you guys think of the changes? Do you think your shop is going to be impacted? Do you agree with their decision? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. I think it might get a little spicy, but thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.